Okay, so this is round two of AMSOIL oil changes on the 2022 4Runner. We are currently sitting about 45,500 miles. So we got right about 5,000 miles on soil. This is, like I said, the second oil change. And with this one, we will be sending a small sample off to Blackstone so we can kind of see how things are going. There's no issues with this, no problems. It actually runs quieter, smoother, and better fuel mileage while running this oil. The only difference between the last oil change and this one is that same stuff, we're gonna do 6.6, but instead of the AMSOIL filter, we're gonna run OEM Toyota and then obviously a fresh washer for the drain plug. The reason for that is I got these in bulk. They're about $4 a pop, and I order the oil in cases as well. So cases 12, my 24 Tacoma takes this as well. So it makes it easy. Pick up OEM filters, pick up a case of this, and the filter from AMSOIL is actually like 25 bucks or something like that. And I've heard a couple different things back and forth about it. It was made in the US, now it's made in Mexico. Apparently some people had it to where they crushed in. So we're gonna pull that out and we're gonna check it out and see how it looks after 5,000 miles, see what the oil looks like. So first, I'm not gonna do an oil change video on how to do everything, but we're gonna pull the skid plates off and then we'll do the oil filter first, and then we'll move on to draining the oil and see what that looks like. And for anyone wondering, this is me checking it right before changing it just to see if there was any changes. 5,000 miles as expected with a 22 4Runner with 45,000 miles. The oil level is exactly the same as when I left it and changed it last time. So that's a good news. And while we're down here removing this, I'm just gonna do a quick reminder. This is why you don't take your vehicle to the dealer, because they break bolts and don't tell you about it. I have one on this part and then another on the other shield. So do it yourself. All right, so here is the AMSOIL oil filter pulled out. There's really no damage on it. I don't know what people were talking about was saying they crushed, but it looks just as good as when I put it in, honestly. So I don't know, maybe we'll use it again in the future. For now, I have a few OEMs. We'll throw that in and we'll move on to seeing what the oil looks like. All right, so drain plug is about to come out and we'll see what this oil looks like after 5,000 miles. All right, so not too bad. Showing up dark on the video, but it's actually a little bit lighter than normal. You can see it on my hand. Still got a golden brown color. So not too bad. Let's drain it out, change it up, start it up. All right, so now we're gonna put about 6.3 quarts in and then we'll check it and see if we need to top it off to 6.6. Typically it's around 6.5 when you're filling this up, but let's put it in and get a good start on it. All right, so oil change is wrapped up. Like I said, AMSOIL Signature Series 0W20 with OEM filter. And then we went through and we kind of wiped everything up. Not perfection, but it looks better than it did. A lot of people will talk about the price of AMSOIL, and I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have any promotional deal with them. But if I order a case of oil of 12 quarts and then it takes 6.6 to change this, it cost me right around 65 to 70 bucks to do it myself with the OEM filter. So not that bad to me. And like I said, it sounds quieter, it starts quieter, and it runs smoother. And I'm sending off a small sample to get tested, and I'll get the Blackstone results back, and then we'll do another oil change and see how the second batch of AMSOIL on here did. But like I said, this is just more so, I wanted to switch from Mobil 1, and the engine was just a little bit louder, especially cold starts. And this pretty much cured that. This engine is still noisy, and they're known to be a little bit noisy with rattles and stuff like that. But it's noticeably quiet, as you saw when I did the startup right after I changed the oil. But yeah, so we'll send it off. We'll see what the results look like. Ran great. I would say it boosted the gas mileage, but I live in DFW, so that could be driving. There's either construction or there's not construction. There's so many factors in your fuel mileage up here. Plus we're running a pretty big tire on here. It's a little bit over 33. So not expecting great gas mileage. I just want this thing to run well and run quiet. So mission accomplished on that. If you have any questions on where I get AMSOIL from, it's just the website. So if you have any comments, you run AMSOIL and you really like it too, drop it below. I run it in this 4Runner right here, and also my 24 2.4 turbo Tacoma. Both of them run fantastic. I towed a camper with that earlier today. No problems. It's quiet, runs way quieter than normal. But that's the wrap it up the video. Like I said, when it came out of here, the oil looked probably better than ever for a 5,000 mile oil change. And I ran strictly Mobil 1. Not saying Mobil 1's bad oil, because I don't feel like it's bad oil. It just came out a lot cleaner looking with the AMSOIL oil and also the other filter. So that's it. I'm wrapping this up. Have a good one.